In this tutorial, you'll learn how to create a stylish airbrush text effect in Adobe Photoshop. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Welcome to Night Owl Design Academy, where creativity never sleeps. Create a new document that is 3000 by 2000 pixels. Make sure the resolution is 300 and the color mode is RGB. And click Create. Now we're going to create a solid color background and fill this with FCC or FA. Now grab your type tool and I will be typing out the number 9. And change your font to this one from Adobe Fonts. Change the size to 244. And the color will be FA 5743. And make sure the vertical scale is at 100%. Now right-click, Convert to Smart Object. Now double-click this layer to create a bevel and emboss. Change the depth to 313. The direction is down, size is 113, and soften is 16. Make sure use Global Light is unchecked. Change the angle to 33 and the altitude to 53. Change gloss contour to the second to last one in the second row. Highlight mode is linear dodge add, and the color will be FB3 7B4. And for shadow mode, change the opacity to 0%, and the opacity for highlight will be 63%. Click on contour and change it to the last one in the first row. Now click on stroke and change the size to 6, and the color will be black. Now click on inner shadow. Change the color to FA 4274. The opacity will be 97, angle will be 151, distance will be 92, size will be 113, and contour will be the second to last one in the second row. Now click on inner shadow again. And make sure the color is the same. And the angle will be -58. And now we're going to change the contour to be the second one in the second row, and noise will be 24. Now click on inner glow. Change the blend mode to normal. Opacity will be 100%, and the color will be E644FA. Choke will be 48, size will be 66, and contour will be the second one in the second row, range will be 77. Now click on satin. Blend mode will be linear dodge add, and the color will be F0AD5E. Opacity will be 100%, distance will be 94, size will be 113, and make sure invert is unchecked. Contour will be the fourth one in the first row. Now click on gradient overlay. Make sure reverse is checked. And for the first color stop, we will use the color F7329D. For the second color stop, use FA5746. For the third color stop, use FCBEBB. For the fourth color, use C4228B. For the fifth color, use E160FE. And for the last color, use E63B94. Change your angle to 88 and your scale will be 106. Now add a drop shadow. Change the blend mode to normal and the color will be black. Use global light will be unchecked and the opacity will be 100%. Distance will be 104 and the size will be 4. And then for noise, change that to 33 and click OK. Now we're going to add a Gaussian blur. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Change the radius to 5 and click OK. Now place this number 9 within its own folder and change the name of this folder. Double click this folder to add a drop shadow. Change the color to 0981F0. Change the distance to 92 and the size will be 100. Change the contour to the second one in the first row and noise will be 56 and click OK. Now repeat this same process for the 0, the apostrophe, and the S. Remember to make the S just a tad bit smaller than the rest. Then make sure you add your Gaussian blur as well. Now type out baby and then change it to this font. And the color will be D200FF. Change the size to 165. And then move it over into the center. Skew your text a bit. And then right click, convert to smart object. Right click here on this up arrow and scale effects and scale it 40%. Now remove the satin layer style and remove the gradient overlay. Now double click this layer and let's add a color overlay. Change this color to AD05F3. And add a Gaussian blur of 2 pixels. Now pop over to Adobe Illustrator and we're going to change the color of this heart before we copy and paste it over into Photoshop. Change the color to EE1EF9 and copy and paste it as a smart object over into Photoshop. Resize the heart. And rename your layer. Paste layer style. And again, take off the gradient overlay. And then right click Scale Effects and scale it to 40%. And then go to Filter Blur, Gaussian Blur. And change the radius to 5 pixels. Now duplicate this heart layer and add one to the bottom and resize it. Now pop back over to Illustrator and we're going to grab a sparkle and change the fill color to white and copy and paste it over into Photoshop. And again, resize it. Double click this layer and add a stroke. Size will be 1 pixel and the color will be FC21FF. And then add a Gaussian blur of 5 pixels. And duplicate this layer and add one to the bottom as well. And that is how you create an airbrush text effect in Adobe Photoshop. If you like what you saw today, make sure you click that like button and also subscribe and click that notification bell to be notified every time I drop a new video. Thanks for watching.